Hey guys, it's Kingpin. Today I'm gonna introduce your cheaper version. I'm gonna cook even cheaper and better version tomorrow, which is unfortunately not Auto Bomber, but that's tomorrow and today is today. Anyway, all gears I used, including Temporalis, costed less than 500 divines altogether. I used very minimal gears, so when you guys actually try it out, you will see it actually perform better than the video showcase here. So you guys can check the performance in the showcase. If you like it, you can go ahead, play it, and you won't be disappointed probably, because if you like the performance in the video, your actual performance will be even better. And I tried to cook something that is almost viable, but after 24 hours of trying, I realized I needed to give up less life regen mode. Like, this one is so hard to deal with. I found 2 to 3 ways to handle it, but the sacrifice was too big. I had to give it up. So if you are playing this build, you should avoid less life regen modes. Less cooldown recovery mode is also very annoying, but you can still play the map with slower speed, but you still better avoid it. And other modes, nothing is problem, we can deal with them all. And before I really get into the point, lastly, I will tell you the pros and cons of this build now. Pros, it's kinda all-rounded, it has fast mapping speed and damage tankiness, everything is decent. But of course, compared to other builds with same budget, damage and tankiness is not so great. But that's a cost to play Auto Bomber. And cons, it kinda requires too much effort. Like, when you go inside the map, you need to spend like 3 seconds every time for like preheating life regen. For better boosting, you need to manually swap gems, etc. It's just 2 clicks though for boosting. But still, manually swapping gems isn't something that feels so nice. And there are still other things to care about. And also in performance-wise, the only thing that makes me annoyed is tankiness. It's not like squishy. I didn't test a lot of maps though. I didn't die while testing, but I still felt like I could die time to time, which is not so great. Oopsie, I said I didn't die while testing, but while filming showcase for this video, I died my first time. So I'm including it in the video. Okay guys, let me explain you the core mechanics first. I'll try to explain it short, but if you feel like the explanation is not enough, you can check my last video because I already explained it there. Alright, so Blink's cooldown gets shorter as we make its level higher. Like for example, see, every 2 level the cooldown gets 0.1 second shorter. So first of all, we will try to make the level of Blink as high as possible, and we will try to get Temporalis, the best one we can afford. So that's basically it. And to spam skills, we use Dueling Wand for SpellSlinger. Like when you cast Blink, like it gets energy. Oh wait, yeah. And if you just hold it while moving, it just casts it auto because it's instant spell. And if we use number lock tech, it's gonna allow us to cast it automatically. Let me show you. Like, it's assigned in number pad 5, right? I will click like number 5 and turn off number lock, and I release it. And after that, why is it not working? Alright, let me try again. Alright, when I do it properly, like every time when I get energy, just the spells are casted like automatically. Like it's gonna be full Auto Bomber, but like it's not gonna work anymore if you leave the map. And we are life stacking. It's already so famous, so many people are already using life stacking, but the key thing is, like, we use this, so as we get higher life we are gonna deal more damage, and we are also using this, and we use this jewel, and it's gonna allow us to regenerate life like infinitely, because we are also taking these nodes. So when we use skill, we are gonna spend life, and we are gonna regenerate same amount of life for 8 seconds, but we have these nodes. So like we are gonna, like, overall at the end we are gonna regenerate like twice the mana we spent, twice the life we spent. So it's basically like infinite HP. Like, let me show you. Yeah, like it's infinite. Okay, let me show you my gears now. Like, I'm using this one. I will give you 2 options because this is like basically base setup. I bought it for like 25 divine, or you can even craft it yourself. Like SpellSlinger, if it's not level 20, you only have like 4 slots, 4 sockets for like support gems. Yeah, but you know, like level 20 SpellSlinger, 2 socket exceptional base, they are too expensive. They are like a mirror right now, I guess. So I recommend you using this one. This is like basic setup, but in case, like, if the base of 2 socket like SpellSlinger go extinct, I will give you one more option. Because like this is this is level 19, I don't know why. Like, I bought the wrong one. But what I'm telling you is you can get a level 20 SpellSlinger base with just 1 socket. And you just take the loss, and you have less cooldown reduction. Like with this one you have 0.36, but with this one you have 0.4. You can just sacrifice the speed for better damage. Or you can use, like, I have this one, right? There's an empty socket. You can use this one. I'm using level 3 blink skill, but you can use level 1, and it's gonna, if you use it, you are gonna have same cooldown, but you are gonna have stronger damage, etc. Because if you use level 20 base, you can have 5 support gem sockets, and it's huge because, like, we need to put Spark, we need to put Auto Louis, like we can put, like, we put Ambiter, or we can put Boundless Energy, etc. So like getting 1 more socket, it's huge. Yeah, so you choose what you want. Like, it's like base setup. You can use this one, like exceptional base with 2 socket and level 18, 19, 17 SpellSlinger. But you can also try level 20 SpellSlinger with just 1 socket, and it's not bad. Yeah, and the detailed explanation, I will explain it in Mobilytics written guide, but I will tell you a real quick. Like, I used these. Like, it's 3 socket recipes, but the reason I used this one is because like I just had this in my merchant tab. It was waiting to get sold, but like it didn't get sold for 2 days. These are very cheap. Like, it's maybe less than 20 divines worth. It's very easy to get, or you can get other ones like 7% of your maximum life non-channeling spell cost. Like, if you, the other twos, the higher the number, the better it is, because I don't even need to explain it, but this one also better because if you have higher life cost for spell casting, you are gonna get higher damage because of this support gem. And amulet, except Temporalis, it's the most expensive gear I'm using. Yeah, I mean, I was lucky I bought it for 20 divine because someone's like spamming sanctifying and he like list the failed items on the market. Yeah, but when I upload the video, maybe it's gonna be harder to get like same item with cheaper price, and if you try to craft it, it can be like more expensive than 20 divines. Anyway, I will tell you what modifiers you should look for. First of all, you need +3 level of all spell skills, 100%, it's mandatory. And also you better get increased cast speed, it's also very, very important. And all attributes and increased maximum life and +2 maximum life and spell damage, like it's not important, you can just get rarity or even nothing, it doesn't matter. It's very little. And the rings, for prefix you need maximum life, and other than that you really don't need anything, you can just get rarity like lightning damage, but lightning damage is not even big, like it just gives you like slight increase of DPS. And you of course need increased cast speed and cooldown recovery rate and strength. Yeah, and for wand like suffix you need cast speed and critical spell damage bonus, like critical hit chance is also okay. And level of all skills is again mandatory, and you also need to put level of all spell skills like rune. And for prefix you can get triple gain damage, but spell damage, increased spell damage is also alright. And lightning damage too, but spell damage is better than lightning damage. And for like this one, gloves and boots, I'm using these ones. I crafted it because, like I told you before, like I don't want to use fancy gears like the ones which is so hard to craft. So like if I use those, when you actually try to build, it's gonna perform worse than my showcase. So I wanted to use like the least, like the worst, not the worst, but like not very good gears. So I crafted it myself. I only have 3 modifiers, and I think these three are necessary, and you better use like strength and intelligence base. I will like provide, yeah, and I will just explain it here because like if you like, we want strength base because that way we can get strength modifier in the suffix slot, and we are gonna want energy shield. The reason is we cannot like invest so much into defense. Like even if we get armor, evasion rating, it's basically useless. Like it's not worth the investment. So we are gonna prefer energy shield, right? But we will still want strength base because we want strength modifier in the suffix slot. So, and you'd also want like 2 socket exceptional base. And these 3 modifiers are better to get, like you will want them, and if you want, when you craft it and when you want more modifiers for suffix, I recommend you rarity if you are already strong enough. But in case if you are not strong enough, you can use intelligence. The reason is, like I'm also using all attributes here. The reason is because we will prioritize life, of course, right? Because because basically we are life stacking, and the more the life, the better it is, the better survivability and better damage, right? So we will want strength, but the thing is we need also a little bit of intelligence, because to use these gems, to use these like wands, we need 047 or 57 intelligence. So I'm investing my passive points for intelligence, but if we get intelligence in suffix slot, we are gonna invest all this into strength again, and that's gonna increase our strength a lot, and that means more damage, more survivability. Okay, and for prefix, like you want maximum life, of course, and then you can just aim for higher energy shield, because I don't have enough level, so I couldn't pick this node yet, but this one like is basically gonna work like it's gonna be very easy to sustain your energy shield. And we have infinite life regen, right? So if we don't get one shot, we basically don't die. And imagine if we have energy shield here, and if we use this node, it's like plus 1,000, maybe not 1,000, but it's like plus generous amount of maximum life. It's gonna make us like more tanky. Like if I had this node, like I was not gonna die, I think, because like with Headhunter we get extra energy shield too. Yeah, and pretty much that's it. Also, I recommend you to use good flask and use these ones. You don't need unique ones, you just use magic ones, they are better. Yeah, I didn't miss anything, right? And I used the Headhunter because without Headhunter I died often, but with Headhunter I was like stronger, tankier. Like I didn't die that much, like just one time while I'm filming showcase for this video. But if you are already strong enough without Headhunter, you can also consider this belt later, because let me show you. My blink's cooldown is sitting at oopsie doopsie. Get rid of it. My blink cooldown is sitting at 0.31, right? Oh, no. It's glitched. Yeah, like whatever. And it's gonna get decreased a lot. So if you get this, you are gonna move faster. So in future, when you have very good gears, very decent setup, you can consider using this belt. You will want to get something like 100% or 113%, because when it reaches 113%, you're gonna get like 2% more cooldown recovery rate and skill effect duration, which is also useful because we are using Spark. Okay, let me explain you the support gems, skill gems now. First of all, you ignore this one. I'm using these because of this passive tree, passive node, but the reason I'm using this anoint is because I bought sanctified one. I had no choice. So yeah, like if I had a choice, I would go for this. Anyway, I'm using this, so that's why I put this one. So if you don't buy sanctified one, you're not gonna need this, so just ignore it. And for life remnants, like it's common sense. Like I don't need to explain about these support gems, and I'm using Siphon Elements and Embiter because if you see it, Spark deals more damage, like fires more projectiles and fire it in circle. So we use Embiter, and we already have massive physical damage, extra damage, right? So it's gonna be turned into cold damage, and it's gonna freeze enemies. And when we freeze enemies, we are gonna get cold remnant, and it's gonna enhance Spark. Yeah. And blink, it's also like I don't need to explain, right? And this one I also don't need to explain. Also for Spark, you can replace it with other skills like Fireball, Arc, anything. I thought Spark was the best, but you might prefer other skills over Spark, and you're gonna need to change setup a little bit. And if you use like skills that nobody use, for example Ice Nova, like in my opinion it's not as good as Spark, but it's also like kinda decent, right? And if you use Ice Nova, something like this, the skill that nobody use, then you can get Prism of Belief fuel very cheap, and you can put it here. It's gonna make your DPS a lot stronger, but just base setup is Spark. I think Spark is the best. And this one I already told you. And Rock Yata, you actually don't need Rock Yata. The thing is, if we don't play like resistance map, like normal magic monsters have very low elemental resistance, even 0%. So Rock Yata's flow do nothing while mapping. But the thing is, sometimes we play like resistance maps, right? In that case, Rock Yata's flow will do like a lot of things. It's gonna increase your damage like a lot. And also one more reason, when we go bossing, we are gonna swap these two skill gems. Like if I swap, like if I put like extra steps and yeah, like if I like manually swap more things, my damage against bosses will be like crazy higher. But like nobody wants that hustle for bossing, right? So I made it like you just put spark here and lightning warp here, and when you go bossing you just swap it, easy and simple. And you just spam these. For me, right click and left click, like I hold down both button and it's gonna melt bosses. Yeah, and also for that reason, bosses have high elemental resistance, right? So when I go bossing, if I put Rock Yata here, like I don't need to like swap extra. So overall, I think Rock Yata is the best. But you can also consider this one, like one more. If you have one more slot, like 35 more damage, it's really strong. And with this support gem, you're gonna shoot skill more often. And if you're playing like not blood mage, like gemling, you are gonna have less critical hit chance, and you can use ambush. It's gonna increase your DPS like crazy. So that's it. And Bull Lightning, it's like it basically does no damage. When we go bossing, Lightning Warp does all the damage, so like you don't need this support gem. But other fours like life cost, additional projectiles, cast speed, less projectile speed. Yeah, but you don't really need this one. But I just put it here because we have a slot anyway. And that's it. And finally, time to explain about passive tree. Like these two, they are mandatory. And I'm using Leech because even though we already have infinite HP regen, I still like want higher regen because I want to make it tankier. So I'm using this jewel. I will explain more about it later. Like 14% of Leech is instant. So with this and this, I'm gonna be even tankier. And I use this to be even tankier. I recommend this one, but also you can get rid of it and swap to this one. It's gonna give you more damage. And I took, first of all, life regeneration rate nodes. The reason is obviously I'm life stacking and we need life regeneration nodes for infinite HP also. Like the number is pretty high here, but it only gives us more regeneration when we are stationary. So when you use blink, like you don't move and blink. This way you are not gonna get life regeneration rate constantly. You just stay still and spam blink like this. This way you're always gonna get like 45% increased life regeneration rate. And also I'm taking critical nodes because it does a lot. It gives us more damage, like it's huge. And we are using SpellSlinger and its meta skill and invocation spell. So we are gonna take these nodes. Without these nodes, like we are not gonna fire skills that often. With all these nodes, like we can fire every blink or every like 1.2 blinks or something like that. But without these, like you are gonna fire spark like per 2 blinks, 3 blinks, and our gameplay is not gonna be smooth, right? So I'm taking these ones and these ones because I don't wanna waste one support gem slot for gears. So I'm using this one. And that's pretty much it. I'm using this jewel. It's better to get +8 to strength, but this is not like mandatory because like we are only gonna get 24 more strength, and we are not gonna take these because just simply taking critical nodes will give us more damage. Yeah, and I explained everything about passive tree, I think. Now I'm gonna tell you about jewels. I'm using Grand Spectrum. They are very strong, but they are kinda expensive, and I'm worried if the price goes even higher. So like you can replace it, but I strongly recommend you to just use Grand Spectrum. These are very good, and I'm using it here. For prefix, I recommend you to use like sharp percent of leech is instant, and the other prefix I recommend you gain damage elemental is better than chaos because like it has higher numbers. And for suffix you can get critical suffixes. I think they are the best. The reason why I'm using these two is because because it was also just in my merchant tab. And the reason why we are using mana on kill, like it's not huge, but it does something because we are using these keystone passive mind over matter, so mana is also like HP for us. So with this maximum mana on kill, we are gonna sustain mana and it's gonna make us tankier, but like this is like not huge, like you really don't need it. You can just go critical maximum life on kill. Also it's good to have, but it's like not very important. You can replace it with critical, or you can even use cooldown recovery rate or like cast speed, but the numbers are really low, so they are also not that important. And also for prefix you can use increased skill speed instead of extra damage. And this one, and you might wonder why I left it empty. It's because like I already told you like 2-3 times, like I wanted to use minimum gears, so when you actually try and play it you are gonna be stronger than my current setup. Like if I use 2 good gears, like 2 good gems, 2 good jewels, when you play it, it's gonna be worse than my showcase and you're gonna be disappointed, right? So I wanted to make myself weaker, that's why I left it empty. And also the other reason is, it's I think best to use Megalomaniac here, but like you guys already know I can't recommend Megalomaniac, right? Because it's impossible to get same Megalomaniac. So like you can just look for good passive nodes like this, etc. And you can find Megalomaniac for yourself. I think it's the best, and I already explained about other options like Blink or Ice Nova, right? And the other option is
I need more time.
The other option is you can use this jewel. Like if you don't know how to find good Megalomaniac, etc., I recommend you to just use this one. And when you have more level, you can just pick these 3 nodes, and your cooldown will be shorter, and which means you are gonna move faster, farm faster, etc. So I think it's finished. Like, I explained everything, I think. I also took cooldown nodes here. Yeah. Alright, the video is done now, and I'm gonna give you 2 more tips before I finish the video. When you start the map, like the life regeneration is not huge, right? So you will want to preheat a little bit. Yeah, like not too much, just for 2-3 seconds, and you're gonna be way safer if you like do it 2-3 seconds before you start mapping. And the other thing is, like, when you have to deal with like huge monster packs like Abyss or Breach, if you don't have like more than 10 like headhunter buffs, like, you can just kill other rare monsters first and go into that huge monster pack later, because when you deal with like big monster packs, the chance you die, like, is gonna be higher. But with like 10, 20, 30 headhunter buffs, like, you're less likely gonna die. Yeah, you don't need to be like that much careful, but like, it was my tips. and then that's it. I love you everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.